What is up, everyone? It is Sabres fan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my 2020 NHL mock draft. This is going to be picks 1 through 15. I'm going to be coming out with 16 to 31 later, but for now, let's hop right into it. I got all the stats, my players going where on this piece of paper right here, and we're just gonna roll through, rocking the Buffalo Slug jersey today. Got Tim Connolly on. Let's hop right into it. Number 1, the Rangers won the lottery. There's no debate here. The New York Rangers are going to take Alexis Lafreniere. You can't. It's the number 1 pick, Alexis Lafreniere. You can't deny that. 52 games played, 35 goals, 77 assists, 122 points. Dude, give me Panarin, Lafreniere, Zibanejad, Capo Caco. This team is slapping moving forward. Alexis Lafreniere is the pick. There's no debating it. You don't really need much insight on Alexis Lafreniere either to know that he's number 1 overall. Number 2 is the LA Kings. And for me, the LA Kings, it's a toss-up. We got Tim Stützle and we got Quinton Byfield. The 2 people that are going to go 2 and 3 for sure. And I don't know. This one's really hard. I debated on this one for a long time. Byfield being number 2 almost all year, and Stützle rising towards the end, but I went with Tim Stützle. 6 foot, left winger / center, 187 pounds, playing 41 games in the DEL over in Germany. 7 goals, 27 assists, 34 points. But I feel like this is the next coming of Anze Kopitar, a big, strong forward that can drive play. And if Stützle plays center, he plays wing, it doesn't matter. Stützle will fit really well out in the West on an LA Kings team. So I like Tim Stützle in at number 2, which leads me to number 3 with the Senators. They're taking Quinton Byfield. No doubt it's either Stützle or Byfield, whoever falls to them, whoever the Kings don't go with. And in my mock draft, I think Stützle goes 2. I think Byfield falls to 3. A 6'4" center at 214 pounds. 45 games played for Sudbury in the OHL with a solid 32 goals, 50 assists, 82 points. That's almost 2 points a game. He's huge. He's a game changer for the Senators, who desperately need people that can play now. I think Byfield definitely will make their roster. That's a really good number 1 center moving forward for the Ottawa Senators. Number 4, Detroit. Detroit holds all the cards from about 4 to 9, the picks, because they could take any one of these next 5 players and completely mess with the order. Detroit got screwed. They had number 1. Lottery ruined it. Fall to 4. They're lucky it's the 2020 draft, and everyone here is pretty freaking good. But for me, I don't know. This one hurts. This is a hard pick to predict. And ever since the beginning, number 4 was Jamie Drysdale, right? Defenseman out of Erie. I think they got to stick with them. Detroit needs defense. They need offense too. But when they take guys like Philip Zadina before, they have Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha. They have pieces up front that they can work with. Defensively, what do they have? Name a defenseman. You just can't. So for me, okay, if you wanna say Moritz Seider, who they drafted last year, okay, I guess, but he's not playing next year in the NHL. So I'm going with Jamie Drysdale, 5'11" defenseman, right shot, which is really awesome. A lot of teams looking for right shot defenseman. 49 games played in Erie, 9 goals, 38 assists, 47 points. That's pretty good for a defenseman. I think he'll translate to the NHL well. Not sure if Detroit is a great place for him to go to do that, but I think Detroit will take him at number 4. We're back to Ottawa, baby. Ottawa at number 5. This is the San Jose pick in the Erik Karlsson trade that San Jose chose to keep last year and move it to this year. So Ottawa wins this huge, and I think at number 5, Ottawa's going to get a nice winger to go with Quinton Byfield. From Sweden, Lucas Raymond. I debated the Red Wings taking him, actually, but I think Lucas Raymond fits really, really, really good with Ottawa, and I think Detroit was going to go defense. And Raymond being 5'10", can play both wings, right or left. He's left-handed. 183 pounds. That's a pretty good size player to play on the wing. Putting up 12 goals, 22 assists, 34 points in 64 total games over in Sweden this year. I combined all of the junior leagues he played in, his Swedish stats, everything. So he played a bunch of different places, but I put all those together for the totals. But Lucas Raymond for Ottawa, I like that pick. I really like that fit with the Senators. They get a center and a winger. They can both be top line guys for them in the future, or at least top 6 forwards. And at 3 and 5, Ottawa has huge leverage in this draft to make some noise, get some huge pieces. They also have another first-round pick we'll get to later in the 16 to 31 mock draft picks later. Moving on to number 6, we have the Anaheim Ducks. And if either Raymond or Drysdale fall to Anaheim at 6, they're taking them. But I don't see that happening. And I actually think it might be better for them here at number 6 for Drysdale and Raymond to go 4-5, because I have them end up getting Marco Rossi. Now, this is who I want my Sabres to take. He's not falling to 8. I know it. Sorry. Any Sabres fans out there watching, I want Marco Rossi, but I don't think it's going to happen. So for the Ducks, they get a great prospect center, 5'9", a little small, 185 pounds, with 56 games played, puts up a nice 39 goals, 51 assists. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous for Marco Rossi in 56 games. Now, he did play on a stacked Ottawa 67s team in the OHL. Doesn't matter. He's got the talent. He will be a second-line center in the NHL moving forward. And Anaheim getting that's huge with guys like Getzlaf coming out. They have Raquel as well, but they need more offense. They still got guys like Fowler and Lindholm on the back end, even Josh Manson, and they're solid in net with John Gibson. They need a forward here. So I like Marco Rossi for the Anaheim Ducks at 6. Number 7, we have New Jersey coming in. This is the first of their 3 selections in this first round, just like Ottawa. They have 7, 18, and 20. We'll get to some more New Jersey Devil picks later on. But for the Devils here at number 7, I'm going with Alex Holtz. Alexander Holtz, a 6-foot right winger, 183 pounds, and he can score. This guy is a sniper. He has an amazing shot. He's going to fly down that right wing with Jack Hughes or Nico Hischier, whoever ends up playing with, and rip goals. That's Alex Holtz. Fitting somebody with Hischier or Hughes in New Jersey on those wings, they need that. They need that desperately. Losing Taylor Hall was huge. So if they can replace Taylor Hall with Holtz, I don't know if he's going to play in the NHL next year, but 25 goals, 16 assists, 41 points in 62 games over in Sweden. I like Holtz. I like Alexander Holtz. Good sniping winger. New Jersey needs that. That's a good fit for them at number 7. Here we go at number 8. This is my Buffalo Sabres. This is not who I want. I'm just going to put it that way. This is not who I want at number 8. I would take any of Holtz, Rossi, Raymond, or Drysdale ahead of him. But that's not how the draft falls. So at number 8, I have Buffalo taking Cole Perfetti from Saginaw in the OHL. A 5'10" center, left-handed, 185 pounds. I feel like Cole Perfetti, in my eyes, is the next coming of Casey Middlestat. That's just my opinion. He's 5'10", he's left-handed, he plays center. Those all match up with Casey Middlestat. And the thing that I think makes him even more like Casey Middlestat is his best stat, his best attribute that people are going for is his skating. Now, that's big, but Buffalo doesn't need a skating center. We need a big, strong second-line center that can play behind Jack Eichel and put up points. Now, people are going to argue this when I read off Cole Perfetti's stats right here. In 61 games, he put up 37 goals, 74 assists for 111 points. They're going to say, Cole Perfetti just put up 111 points in 61 games. You're telling me you're not getting a point offensive producing second line center with Cole Perfetti at 8? Are you crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm just skeptical because number 8 overall picks for Buffalo in recent years have not been the best. I'm looking at you, Casey Middlestead. I'm looking at Rasmus Ristolainen. So I don't know if I'm big on Cole Perfetti, but at number 8, that's who I think Buffalo ends up taking. Number 9, we have the Minnesota Wild. So for Minnesota, they have a lot of different ways they could go. I mean, there's people on the board still like Jake Sanderson, a big left shot defenseman. Could play behind Suter, learn from Ryan Suter, and take that role over. There's guys like Jack Quinn. There's guys like Anton Lundell. There's a lot of options for them. I guess if you even want to put a Askarov, big goaltender from Russia, in there at number 9, you could make a case that Minnesota takes him, especially with the rumors of Devin Dubnyk getting traded to San Jose today. Maybe Askarov's now the pick. But for me, after just trading away Eric Stahl, I think Minnesota's going to go forward, and I think they're going to take Jack Quinn. This is another off-the-board pick, or this is probably my first off-the-board pick, if you want to go that way. Also playing on Marco Rossi, the Auto 67s in the OHL. Kid is 5'11", right-handed, right winger, 176 pounds, played 62 games for them, put up 52 goals, 37 assists for 89 points. Jack Quinn can score, and Minnesota needs a scorer, and I like Jack Quinn fitting in with Minnesota. Maybe you put Fiala on the left wing. Kaprizov is there as well. Jack Quinn might fit in really well into that Minnesota top 6. I like Jack Quinn going to Minnesota. Last few picks here in my first video of the mock draft. We're rolling in at number 10. This is the Winnipeg Jets. And the Jets, they either need a center or they need defense. They need both, realistically. But for me, with Jake Sanderson still on the board, that's who they're going to go with. United States kid, 6'1", left-handed, 185 pounds. He can do it all defensively, and he is potentially the best defenseman in this draft all around, ahead of guys like Drysdale defensively. But I have him falling to 10. He's a swing pick here, if you want to say. People have him going really high. People have him going really low. I kind of fell into the middle ground. I feel like with everybody else going ahead of Sanderson, 9 picks ahead, and he falls into Winnipeg's lap at 10. Winnipeg needs defense, and with no other better option available offensively, I feel like Jake Sanderson fits really well with the Winnipeg Jets. Another guy that comes to mind that they took previously that is big and left-handed in a defenseman is guys like Logan Stanley from Windsor. So I think GM Kevin Cheveldaev would really like Jake Sanderson at number 10 if he does fall to them. So that's my pick. Jake Sanderson sitting at number 10 with Winnipeg. Moving on to number 11, I have the Nashville Predators. They have to go forward here, right? They have to go forward, and there's a lot of good forwards available. Now, does Nashville go for a center? I don't know. Anton Lundell's still available, right? Finnish center. People are really high on Anton Lundell going, maybe even to Buffalo at an 8. Minnesota, even Winnipeg. So maybe even Nashville here at 11. No, I don't have Anton Lundell going there. I think with Johansson and Duchesne 1 and 2, Nashville's set on their center core. And I'm going to go with a winger from Portland in the Western Hockey League, 5'10", Seth Jarvis. So a right-handed guy that can put up numbers offensively. He could fit in really well on the Nashville team. Guys like Philip Forsberg there, Victor Arvidsson, another smaller forward that puts up numbers. I like Seth Jarvis. Putting up 58 games played with Portland this year in the Western Hockey League, 42 goals, 56 assists, 98 points. I like Seth Jarvis in at number 11. I think he jumps up in this draft to go to 11 with Nashville. And I think he might fit in really, really well with the Nashville Predators organization. If you're going to talk about guys like Victor Arvidsson, I already mentioned, who's a smaller player. Even Colton Sissons, guys, they like those smaller forwards with the speed and the skill. And Seth Jarvis has that. So for me, Seth Jarvis going at number 11 to Nashville. Number 12 is the Florida Panthers. And I'm going to say this, they're getting a steal at number 12 with Anton Lundell. I just think everybody ahead of Florida in like Winnipeg, Nashville, even Minnesota, they're gonna pick based off need and not take that center. So for Florida, they have Barkov up front, they have Huberdeau up front, Hoffman, Dadonov, both UFAs. We'll see what happens with them, but they need some more center depth behind Barkov, and Anton Lundell is going to do that. A 6'1" left-handed center, 187 pounds, from Finland, 44 games played, 10 goals, 18 assists, 28 points. Not the most offensive player, but a good shutdown, two-way defense, or two-way center that would fit. He would fit really well in Florida, honestly. And if Florida does have the option to draft him at 12, it's a no-brainer. They ought to take Anton Lundell. Moving on to the last 3 picks here of this video, picks 1 to 15. We're at number 13, and that is the Carolina Hurricanes. This pick originally from Toronto in the Patrick Marleau trade. And for Carolina, I mean, who does Carolina need? Do they need forwards? It's always good to have more forwards, but Aho, Svechnikov, Teravainen, they're good up front. Defensively, Carolina's had one of the best defenses in the league for how many years now? How many times have they had so many defensemen on that team that they don't need them? So for me, the need is in net, and that means Yaroslav Askarov out of Russia, the goalkeeper, is going at number 13, 6'3". Now, the weird thing about Askarov is he catches with his right hand, stick in the left, so he's not the typical, left-handed goalie, which makes things a little bit weird. But, I mean, Askarov fits every need that Carolina needs. A 6'3" goaltender, 176 pounds, 18 games played over in Russia this year, had a 2.45 goals against average and a .920 save percentage. So for me, Carolina gets their starting goalie in Askarov at 13. It's a great fit for both, and he might fit in really well with that Hurricanes team with that defense in front of him. I think Askarov could be the next Vasilevsky if you're talking about that, another Russian goalie going in the first round to Tampa with a good team in front of him. Vasilevsky up there top in the league. I like Askarov going to Carolina at 13. For the last 2 picks, we have Edmonton at 14 and Toronto at 15. With Edmonton coming in at number 14, this is an interesting pick here. I feel like this is another riser in the draft for me. I really like this for the Edmonton Oilers. They need more offense to go with McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent-Hopkins. Get a strong winger that can play on one of those sides. And for me, it's Dawson Mercer. 6-foot right winger, 179 pounds, 42 games played this year, 24 goals, 36 assists, and 60 points. I like this. This is a really good fit with the Edmonton Oilers. Dawson Mercer, strong, he's big, and he can put the puck in the net, and set up plays. And I think if you put him with Connor McDavid or Draisaitl, even Nugent-Hopkins, he'll fit in really well in Edmonton, which Edmonton's been known for ruining players. So for Dawson Mercer here at 14, he rises a little bit in rankings on my draft, but I like the fit with Edmonton, and I think that they'll go for Dawson Mercer. And the last pick in this video coming in at number 15, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs acquiring this pick from Pittsburgh in exchange for Kasperi Kapanen. So this is the brand newly acquired 15th overall pick for Toronto. For me, it's between 2 people for me. It's either Braden Schneider or Dylan Holloway. Does Toronto go defense here? And the only reason I'm picking Dylan Holloway, the center/left winger, 6'1", 203, 203 pounds, 35 games played, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. The only reason I go forward for Toronto here is, and as a Sabres fan, this kills me to say it, I think their chances of getting Alex Pietrangelo in free agency are pretty high up there. I mean, another Toronto-born kid, hometown, wants to go home, free agency. Just look what happened with Tavares. I think Alex Pietrangelo is between Vegas and Toronto right now for signing in free agency. We'll find out that pretty soon here after the draft. So I think if Toronto knows they have a good shot at Pietrangelo in free agency, they'll go forward in this draft at 15 and not take Braden Schneider, the defenseman. So Dylan Holloway for me fits their system. Could be a third-line guy for them in the future. There's another kind of guy like Mitch Marner, He's got the speed, doesn't necessarily have the shot and the playmaking ability, but he's going to fit in well with Toronto. Give him a few years to actually develop into the player that he actually is, and playing him behind a Matthews, Tavares, Marner, Nylander, whoever they still have at that point, he could fit in really well on that third line for me. I think Dylan Holloway is a good pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs at 15. And yes, with Alex Pietrangelo potentially going to the Toronto Maple Leafs, that's why I have them going forward at 15. So thanks for watching. That's picks 1 to 15 for me. I'll be getting back a little bit later with picks 16 to 31 in the first round. And stay tuned because I have a few trades that could happen with those picks as well. Yeah, this was picks 1 to 15 in the 2020 mock draft. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to keep uploading some more hockey content for everyone because I enjoy it. I got a New York Rangers jersey coming in the mail for draft day because number 1 overall, right? You got to wear the Rangers. So we'll be rocking a new jersey in the next video. Stay tuned to see what that is, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back later with the second part of the 2020 mock draft from me. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.